Gliricidia is a fast growing tree, and also it is multi-purpose tree. Its leaves are very nutritious, and hence it is fed to animals also. Since leaves are very nutritious, it is used in composting, and locally it is referred as gobbaragida or a compost tree. Each stem of this tree grows high in length, and hence if you see from the top, it is very loosely spread tree. If you cut these leaves, okay, it gives very high smell. This tree gives flowers in bunches, and it looks very beautiful when tree has got flowers all over it. This tree can be used in many uses. We can see a few uses here. First use is as a fencing, like live fencing. Here we have planted Gliricidia around 5 feet or so, because we have moringa also, we have bamboo also, and some other tree also in between. Hence we have planted at the around distance of 5 feet to 10 feet. But if you use Gliricidia alone, it is better to plant between 1 feet to 1.5 feet, so that it will act as a live fence. Live fence also looks very beautiful when once it is grown. What we are doing here is, we even though we are using it as a live fencing, we trim once in a 4 to 6 months. Branches are 5 or 6 feet above, and use it for the other purpose. Now let us see second use of the Gliricidia at our farm. We use Gliricidia as an input to Jeevamrut preparation. I have done a separate video on this, how to enhance the Jeevamrut, something like that. There is a video. You can see that if you want. So basically what we do is, we chop the Gliricidia tree leaves. We don't use a stem here, tree leaves, into smaller pieces. Since while cutting Gliricidia, we cut the moringa also, because tree length is very high. So both are together growing. So while cutting one branch, other branch also gets cut. So we are using now both Gliricidia and moringa leaves. So first step is chop them into very smaller pieces as much as possible. Then take those leaves and in mixer make them a powder form, like a fine paste. How much it will become a powder form, that much is better, so that the filtering after Jeevamrut is ready, that headache will come down. Or sometime if you are using a Jeevamrut unit, it might get stuck, because if leaves are bigger or branches are bigger. So take leaves, chop them finely, and then mixer grind them well, so that you can use them along with your Jeevamrut unit. Basically 10 kg gobar, gomutra, good, etc. Whatever you use daily or weekly while preparing Jeevamrut, you can add half kg to 1 kg of it, of this leaves. So no need to be exact measurement. Why we are not adding too much is, there is a chance it might get stuck in the Jeevamrut unit. So daily better to add only half kg to 1 kg Gliricidia leaves, finely chopped, and mixer grinder. Using mixer grinder, paste is done. Such a semi-liquid one we can use it. Also, since we have moringa also, so moringa leaves are also, we are making a paste of it and including it in the Jeevamrut. No need to use both, any one of them can be used. So it will really enhance the Jeevamrut value, because both of these trees are very nutritious. Now let us look into third use. Third use of Gliricidia leaves is in mulching, like chop and drop. Since we cannot do chop and drop, because ours is a bed system, pomegranate trees are planted on the bed system. Hence wherever we chop, there only we cannot leave them. So what we do usually, we first trim the Gliricidia trees or Moringa trees above the 5 to 6 feet, so that bottom layer acts as a live fencing. We take out the upper layer, upper branches. Take the upper branches, now cut them into medium sizes. No need to do very fine cutting because it is used as a mulching. Little bigger also fine. No need to cut the leaves also. Just branches, small branches, big branches. Cut them half feet to 1 feet kind of length. So wherever mulching is needed, there you put them and spread them. Uh, After spreading them, better to walk over it so that they will get stick to the bottom layer. Otherwise, if high wind comes, they might go here and there. Hence, one simple walking over them or the mulching material is better. So usually, whenever we get any type of material, be it weeds or anything, we keep on add between the two trees as a mulching material. So we don't distinguish between it is a weed, it is a non-weed, it is a good tree, it is a not good tree. Anything is available in biomass, we just add in between two trees. Now let us see another use of the Gliricidia tree. That is adding it to compost heap as an input material. So only adding Gliricidia into compost is not recommended because it might increase the nitrogen ratio too much. So adding different types of leaves, okay, and brown material also like sticks, stems, etc. can also be added. There is a separate video on this, how we prepared the compost bed. You can see that if needed. So basically what we do is we dig a little pit, add a sufficient water to the ground so that ground should be entirely wet. If needed, you put the full of water in the pit for 1 day, leave it for 1 day, next day you can add the materials. Layer by layer we add the materials. Say first layer is water, second layer is a say gobar slurry, next layer is one type of leaves. Each layer is around 5 to 6 inch height it comes. So height based on you, how much input material you have, that much height you can put it. Usually we put one layer at a time. Since today we have two kind of material, Moringa and Gliricidia, we are adding 2 layers. So otherwise you can add weekly once or 15 days once, one layer. But in between every layer, watering is must. Should get fully wet. So that is one problem we have seen. If it doesn't get wet fully, after adding 4-5 layers, it is very difficult to give the water to compost heap because there will be thick trees, stems, water goes in one direction. It will not wet every part of the compost heap. Hence, when layers are smaller or one layer, so you wet them very well. Okay, so after you can see in this video. So we have kept a sprinkler on the compost heap. So whenever we are adding a layer, we are switching on the borewell. Whenever borewell is on, water comes into this sprinkler. So after each layer, just walk over the heap so that it will get compact. So after at least 2 or 3 layers gets over, one gobar slurry adding is better. If cow manure or any animal manure is not available, then what you can do is you can take a mud, add a water, make it a slurry kind and pour over it, at least after 3 or 4 layers, if not possible to add after every layer. If you add gobar after every layer, it is still good. If not feasible sometime, so add after 3 or 4 layers, 1 inch of mud layer. So why we add mud layer? The purpose is it will hold the moisture and it will help to spread the moisture everywhere uniformly. If not, whenever you sprinkle or the water will go down in some direction. So mud or gobar will help the wetting process easily. So then once the layer is ready, walk over it completely so that it will get compact as much as possible. So we have added already so far around 8 to 9 layers. So you can see that is still length is around 2 to 3 feet only. That is because this 8 to 9 layers are getting added from 3 or 4 months. So by the 3 or 4 months, it is already bottom layer is composted. So if we uh, add all the layers in one day, it will be around 8 to 10 feet high. So it will be unmanageable. So instead of waiting for all the material come and prepare the compost in one day, I found this method is very easy to manage the composting. So whenever material becomes available, so you add one layer. For example, today we wanted to clean the border area, so we chop the moringa and gliricidia. So some material is available that is enough for 2 layers. So we added 2 layers. So we will leave it for another 2-3 weeks. So till next layer is available. So like that if you do, so composting is a parallel process. Heap is getting layer by layer addition. Along with that, your compost process will also be going in parallel. So initial compost is done by various insects. Okay. So because these are thicker leaves and thicker branches, those insects will come and make them smaller pieces. So say in a month or so, it becomes smaller pieces at the bottom layer. By that time, since it is wet, microbes will start its process. Microbes, earthworms will come and join. So they will start the further composting process. Now you can see we are adding gobar slurry, cow manure slurry we have made. We are around 10 to 20 kg only. That's why we have added water and made it a slurry, and we are spreading it over the heap. So you can see side there is our old compost heap also, which is fully composted. We have just kept as it is. So whenever is needed, we will take out the old compost heap. So if you have enough cow manure, say 100 to 200 kg, then no need to mix in water and spread it like this. Just add that as a one layer itself. Later you sprinkle the water. So in this entire process, I have seen this making gobar slurry and spreading it is a bit time consuming process. Rest of the layers adding will not take. If raw material is available, only chopping and then spreading over as a layer. So gobar, to make it a slurry, it takes a lot of time. Should be a power who can use drilling machine and make it slurry. If there is no power, by hand making it slurry is very difficult. It doesn't that easily becomes a slurry. Even if you keep overnight in the water also, it will not easily become slurry. So now we are almost about to finish 2 layers today and one layer of gobar slurry over top of that. Usually what we think is only earthworms, microbes do composting task. That is not true. Before microbes enter into the heap or earthworms enter into the heap, lot of insects will do the composting job. They basically convert or make the bigger pieces into smaller pieces. So what are the insects? There is hundreds of types of insects will come and join the heap. Insects such as cockroaches comes and join into the heap. Some kind of cutters comes and join into the heap. Many times what you call termites also come and join into the heap. If it is too much wet, sometimes termites and cockroaches will go away. So but if they also there, composting process will becomes a little faster. So after a couple of days, we got some raw material from someone. That also we are adding it today. So we will show that quickly. Here you can see it is added as another layer. So this process, if you continue layer by layer adding, watering, and after 3 or 4 layers adding some spreading manure over the all the layer for 3 or 4 layers. If co-manure is not available, you can use whatever which is available to you. Now let us see some interesting things about Gliricidia tree. This is a Gliricidia forest. I'm just calling it, where a area where a lot of Gliricidia trees are seen. So Gliricidia is very nutritious, and it is used in one kind of chocolate in Mexico also. Since Gliricidia has got many uses, so it is called as a tree with 1,000 uses. So it is just not a somebody said it. It is really that useful. Somebody may say it came from outside India, like that. So we should not worry too much about it. Just plant them across your farm border. It doesn't need much care. It grows automatically. Even if there is no water, it will not die. That is my experience. So in one border, we didn't give any water for a 4 or 5 months in summer. It did not die. But only thing what we may observed is it doesn't grow if there is no water is not available. It will the height or width of the tree will stay there only. So it will not be able to grow, but it will not die also. So it is such a tree, and also uh, it is used in insects repellent spray purpose also. So you take a 5 or 10 kg Gliricidia leaves, chop them well, put in cover overnight. Next day it can be used for the spray to repel the certain insects and pests. So it may not kill them, but it will, because it has got a strong smell, it will repel them. So that is one use. Then how to plant this? The best planting is getting the sampling from the nursery available. I got from the forest department nursery. I got it for I think 3 rupees per plant. So through seeds also it can be propagated. So or through sticks also it can be propagated. Anyone you can try. If you propagate through seeds, soak the seeds overnight in a water, in a warm water. Next day you can sow them. So I got 50% of germination rate when I had used seeds. Thanks for listening. Bye.